Passing registrations and tracking statistics. Forget about managing spreadsheets, phone calls, and sorting through mountains of paperwork for trying to write code from your website. Our turnkey solution does it all for you. Go on, a complete solution to run your team, league, or tournament like the pros.
We all keep our truth, know our work, and remember our truth, and land is on the stars we have yet to explore, the rain is loud and close here on the left.
I couldn't see you for a second. I didn't see you.
Welcome back to quarterfinal action of the 2017 U Sport Men's Final 8 Basketball Championships right here on Bell Line 5 TV1. Right now we're going to take a look at some first half highlights as the Ryerson Rams lead the St. Mary's Huskies 39-35. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes with the second half. Welcome back to the U Sports Final 8 Men's Basketball National Championships right here on Bell Line 5 TV1. I'm Alan April, joined here by Adam Detjen. And Adam, that first half, one number that pops right off the stat sheet is the rebounding advantage of the St. Mary's Huskies. 30 rebounds to 17 for the Rams, including 9 of the offensive variety.
Well, whenever you step up to a national championship, a step up in caliber, you need to do something better than you normally do it. Huskies, a team, they're in the negative 0.7 in rebounding margin in the regular season in the AUS. They're big-time guys stepping up when it counts. 30 of those rebounds you mentioned for the Huskies, 9 are offensive. 8 rebounds apiece, Theon Reefer and Brian Rouse. We talked about, Ashul Lual, Rouse has 3 boards of his own. We talked about needing to be bigger and longer and stronger. How do you match up with Ryerson? Lual exerted his influence on the game. Big guy who can run, be physical, rebound the ball. Theon Reefer, well documented. He was 50% from the field, 5 of 10. Rouse was efficient, 4 of 7. When St. Mary's had that little stretch where they turned the rock over, a couple of those were offensive fouls, playing too quickly, threw it all over the court. That was their only downfall where they had the biggest deficit to come in. They played within themselves. Coach Tosic had a nice timeout mixed in there where he slowed things down, tried to get them to play within themselves, and they had a great finish. You mentioned the second quarter, 25-21. Putting 25 points on the Ryerson Rams, not easy to do. So it shows the firepower they have. Can they keep it up now with Peter McNeely back after 2 fouls, sitting out almost the entirety of the second quarter?
Yeah, we talked about the two-headed guard attack of the Ryerson Rams with Derisa and Peter McNeely. Derisa was as advertised 16 first half points, but Peter McNeely with just 2 points didn't hit a field goal and held to just 11 minutes as he picked up 2 early fouls.
Well, don't expect that to stay 3 shots very long. You know this guy's a killer himself. He's going to go out there, look for his shot. And this is the end of the floor where he's got to be a little more disciplined.
So 20 minutes away from moving on to semifinals are the Ryerson Rams, but not if the Huskies have anything to say about it. And the Huskies starting this quarter just like they finished the last one on the offensive glass.
Well, we started the first half with one of the softest fouls of the game. That time, Lou Hall takes some wood underneath. It'll stay with the Huskies. See if they change how this game's refereed in the second half as well.
Clayton gets his man up in the air, jumper, and that goes, and that's a good sign for St. Mary's. Marquis Clayton with just 4 points in the first, but gets it going here to open up the second half.
That's the end of the floor he loves shooting at, Alan. Right and left-hand side. He moved that one inside the three-point arc to get his rhythm.
So the Huskies have it down to a 2-point basketball game. Teresa on the dribble has his pocket pick by Clayton. Marquis Clayton into the defense, takes some contact, and he's headed to the free throw line with a chance to tie this one up.
And they're digging in at the other end. Watch Rouse moving his feet, not reaching, keeping his chest in front. The help comes in from Clayton, and he's off to the races. Right into the body, no chance you're gonna stop that guy without fouling when he's in full flight. But leaves that one at the line.
Clayton with an uncharacteristic free throw miss, shoots 81% on the season.
Huskies keep, though, getting there. 16 free throws now after this one from Clayton, keeping the pressure on Ryerson.
And the Halifax native goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. Huskies trail by 1. Peter McNeely now over for Kevon Small, who got the start in this second half instead of Juwan Granum. The Rams electing to play a bit smaller and faster, and there's a charge, and that's a costly one. That's the third personal against Kamara Lane.
Well, he's running straight down the center of the court. He's not changing his angle at all. Ryerson just sets right up in there, and if he didn't hit that guy, there's 2 defenders behind that guy. Nowhere to go at all. Kick it out.
And Manuel Teresa, that's just Manny being Manny. Up to 19 points, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. The guy is just an assassin.
And that's what happens. Points off turnovers. You go down, take the offensive foul, and they drill one.
A lane kick out for Rouse. Back out for Elaine. He'll pull the trigger on a 3-ball and gets it to go. And back and forth here to start the second half. The Huskies trail by 1.
And that's a change in Ryerson's defensive intensity. All St. Mary's threes in the first half closely contested, hands up. That time, no harassment for Elaine, but they're working the offense at this end.
Beautiful play drawn up there by Coach Rana. Finds the All-Canadian Peter McNeely wide open underneath for a layup. Now Reefer looks to use his physicality against Teresa. That's strong. And Elaine can corral the rebound. Here come the Rams in transition. Teresa can't get it to fall, but he is fouled. Some good sportsmanship there as Rouse helps him up, and Teresa is going to head right back to the free throw line.
Well, St. Mary's has got that frantic rhythm. You saw Reefer on the last dribble drive, juked his feet where he's off rhythm, he's off balance. Another Huskies turnover. Meanwhile, Teresa is staying low. He's like he's gliding in there, ball on the string, drawing the foul. Looks like he's a little shaken up on the left hand. Luckily not a shooting arm. Nothing's going to take this guy out of the ball game.
As Teresa knocks down the free throw despite the bump. Pushes it back up to a 4-point Rams lead. And Teresa now 21 points to lead all scorers. Clayton looking to answer for the Huskies. Drives, runs into a wall of white jerseys and turns it over.
I'm not sure what the desire is for St. Mary's to keep challenging these guys at the rim like that. Ryerson's not fouling you. That's one place they're not fouling you. They're holding their ground, arms straight up. You got to stop dribbling in amongst the trees.
Peter McNeely still looking to get his offense going, just 4 points. Finds Kevon Small on the baseline. Small's 3 is long. And now the Huskies are going to set something up offensively.
Reefer doesn't mind helping in on defense on Small. He hasn't proven an open jump shot yet.
Rouse, step back jumper, that's long. Teresa comes the other way for the Rams.
Crazy fast shot, fade away, full shot clock. St. Mary's getting undisciplined again. Meanwhile, Ryerson churning through their sets.
Teresa pull back 3-ball. That's off. And as Miles Jarvis, great look as he goes hurtling over the poster there, but can't save it. It's going to be Huskies ball as they trail by 4, and Coach Taussig is going to take a timeout and talk things over. So right now, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more third quarter action from the U Sports Final 8 Championships right here on Bell 5 TV1.
Is that 5 TV?
Oh, you know it, man.
With ultra stunning 4K picture quality.
I love using Restart.
I use that all the time.
We love having Crave TV and Netflix right on it.
On having all my TVs set up wirelessly, it's amazing.
Can you imagine some people still don't have 5 TV?
I don't have it. Because I was living abroad.
With so many reasons to love 5 TV, it's time to make the switch to the best TV service.
Welcome back to 5 TV1's coverage of the 2017 U Sport Final 8. Take a good look there at Theon Reefer and the St. Mary's Huskies. They trail by 4 here in the third quarter and looking to get some things going offensively on this possession after a couple of rush shots offensively.
Well, last time St. Mary's came out of an early Coach Taussig timeout in the first half, they really settled down. Just took a half step slower to make a proper decision. Luwal's back in there to try to mix it up. We'll see if he gets a touch.
As Adika Peter McNeely is showing some great on-ball D, not letting Elaine have an inch of space.
Well, you got to be fire with fire if you're Kamara Lane. If he's going to crowd you, get into his body, be aggressive. If he takes a step up, that's your chance to step through. But he's letting Peter McNeely dictate. And he's a long guy to deal with. I get that. But you got to keep up your speed and strength if you're Kamara.
Clayton now brings it across half for the Huskies. Finds Reefer. Reefer likes this matchup, but the help D comes. Grandam deflects that one out of bounds, and it's going to remain Huskies ball with just 5 on the shot clock.
Once again, drives it right into the chest of Vujadinovic. 3 Rams there to deflect it out of bounds as well.
Clayton with a tough 3-ball. Can't get that one to go. Teresa skies for the defensive board, and here come the Rams.
Ryerson a lot more committed to cleaning that glass out.
Teresa leads all scorers with 20. Gets it over now to Miles Jarvis. Jarvis, kick out Grandam. He'll shoot the 3, and he'll make the 3. Jawan Grandam spacing the floor, knocking it down from beyond the arc.
He wanted that one. You can see hands ready, just the way he jacked it up there, put it in the shooting pocket. Stayed aggressive the whole way.
That time.
Sorry, Alan, I was just going to say, you can't halfway do anything in the national championship. Grandam was a little hesitant. Should I not take the long range in the first half? This time he said, it's my time. I'm going to pick these guys up.
As Manuel Teresa picks up his first personal. Elaine takes a screen from Reefer. Vujadinovic switches on to him. Elaine. Lual looking to get rid of it. And the Rams just causing a lot of problems for the Huskies defensively.
Well, Miles Jarvis did an excellent job of recovery. Lual wanted to kick that out. Jarvis turned his head, saw the open man was on the close side, the strong side, and he denied Clayton. and almost a turnover for the Huskies. Only 5 seconds to work.
So right now, Derisa is going to take his first seat of the game. Tough shot there from Rose. Can't draw iron, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. So coming out of that timeout, 2 one-and-done possessions offensively for the St. Mary's Huskies.
Well, everything is just being funneled away from the rack right now when St. Mary's is getting downhill. Help defense is there. So Ryerson's back locked in at that end.
Vujadinovic swings it over for Peter McNeely. Peter McNeely drives left, turns, puts it up, can't get that to drop. Reefer with a rebound. And the Huskies look to cut into this 7-point Rams lead. Clayton for 3. Can't knock that one down.
Where's
And
Reefer
Jarvis able to poke it loose with his speed and finish. Miles Jarvis, a one-man wrecking crew, turns on the Jets and gets the turnover.
And that's tough, that last long rebound there. Reefer, they already had a safety. He ran back.
As Rose takes a quick shot, can't finish. Clayton again for 3, and that time gets it to go, and the Huskies needed it. Cuts it back to a 6-point Rams lead.
Well, the last one he missed still looked good, even though it rimmed out. He's feeling good.
As the crowd starts to get into it here. Peter McNeely can't finish on the drive. Elaine with the rebound, and the Huskies continue to push the pace offensively. Clayton, lots of contact, and he's going to head to the line to shoot 2. And that was a quick break here for Manny Derisa as he's back at the table waiting to check in.
Well, Peter McNeely got to the rack. Lual wasn't going to foul him. He didn't want to pick up another. He just stayed straight up instead of getting on balance, getting it up on the glass. McNeely rushed it. So Derisa's going to come in. He's been the only consistent scorer. 20 points now. No other Rams in double figures. The nearest guys are Vujadinovic and Jarvis with 6 apiece.
And Clayton can't hit the first free throw. As Coach Roy Rana discussing something here with the officials. The reason for the delay, and they got it all straightened out. Clayton to shoot the second.
It looks like they're going to charge the foul to Vujadinovic. That was a little bit of the confusion.
Clayton over from the line, but there's Lual with another offensive board for the Huskies. And now Clayton. The reset, runs some offense. Takes on 3 men, finds Reefer wide open in the corner. Rims out. But Lual able to get another offensive rebound for St. Mary's.
St. Mary's owning the glass once again. I like how they're mixing up the ball screen.
13 offensive rebounds for the Huskies in this game. Elaine has to put it up, gets it to go to beat the shot clock, and cuts it to a 3-point game. And the crowd's into this one now. The Huskies able to cut it to a 3-point Rams lead, and there's the steal. Here comes some showtime. Theon Reefer, 2 hands for safety, throws it down, and the Scotiabank Center explodes.
Stay in rhythm if you're SMU now. Get in stance and talk this through. The job's not done. You're still down, but ride the run as much as you can.
Peter McNeely to end the run, and does so. That right there is why he's a first-team All-Canadian.
And that's why Ryerson has it figured out. Get the ball in the hands of your seniors in these moments. They're not intimidated.
Scotiabank Center getting loud here. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Reefer for 3 and the tie. That rims out. But Elaine able to steal the rebound from Derisa.
Hustle plays. Kamara Elaine making a difference off the stat sheet.
Clayton for the tie. That's off. The Huskies going for it here. They don't want to just chip into this lead. They want to take this lead and not give it up.
Yeah, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Clayton had to launch. That's the same spot he hit some bombs last year at the US Championship. Brought people out of their chair. But St. Mary's has figured it out offensively. If they're going to allow dribble penetration and off the ball screen, kick that basketball out. They're crowding the paint. They're not giving you anything easy in there off the bounce. And the outside shooters are starting to catch it in rhythm. Wide open. Ryerson overcommitting to the dribble. We'll see if they can space it out and get some closeouts.
Manuel Derisa down for his running mate, Peter McNeely, and McNeely is fouled. He's going to head to the line to shoot 2.
Nice two-man game there, working it in. You saw Elite trying to chase him off. Looks like that's Elite's fourth personal, and he's been the catalyst of this. He's going to have to come out. It's only a 3-point game. They're going to bring Marquise right back in.
Very quick break on the Huskies bench there for Clayton as Aline picks up his fourth.
But don't forget, Al, you don't need a ton of break. You get a whole day's break before the semifinals, so empty the tank here if you're St. Mary's. This is your run.
And the fifth-year marquee Clayton playing in front of his home crowd. Nobody wants it more than number 8 in maroon and white. Finder gets it in for Reefer. Reefer breaks the press. Huskies with numbers. And that's going to remain Huskies basketball. The Rams aren't happy, and the Huskies able to break the press, trying to finish in a hurry.
Well, it's fortunate they got that one back. Hard to see down from our end who that touch last. Clayton's going to trigger this inbound play. Martindale back in, number 23 for St. Mary's.
Rose receives the inbound. Off for Reefer. Defended by Small. Crossover. Derisa with the help. Clayton now one-on-one. Sheds his defender. Fiander. Good ball movement from the Huskies, but they got to get something up. Reefer for 3. That rims out. But another offensive rebound for St. Mary's. Rose hangs and finishes, and it's right back to a 3-point game.
Better job by Rose of elevating and reading his angle to shoot it. Didn't just flick it up, purposely put it on the glass that time. The Ryers had no panic here, Alan. They're just going through their stuff. Derisa calm with the basketball.
Derisa for 3. That's off. Martindale off the bench for the defensive rebound. And the Huskies right now a chance to tie it up with a 3-ball. The Scotiabank center fields it. Clayton off the screen, kick out for Rose. Rose, nice into the lane, can't finish. And we're going to get a foul coming here against St. Mary's. It's going to go against Martindale, and that's his third personal.
Rebounding foul against Martindale. You see the difference between that Rouse shot and the one in the previous possession. When he jumps into the contact last time, keeps his hand squarely on the ball, puts it up on the glass with purpose. That time it's a side of his body, flick up, desperation heave. Can't leave his feet if he's not sure he's getting a quality shot.
Peter McNeely over now for Roshane Roberts. Roberts, the former Queens Gale, now an impact player off the Rams bench. And Roberts nearly lost it, able to recover. Granum for 3, that's off. Clayton with the rebound.
Take care of it here if you're St. Mary's.
St. Mary's pushes the pace. Fiander to the hoop, can't finish. Loose ball back into the hands of Fiander. Another offensive rebound for the Huskies.
Well, he's underneath the rim there and gets smoked, no call.
Reefer into the lane, up, again can't finish. And Peter McNeely.
There's a rebound for you. Grown man rebound for McNeely right when they needed it.
34 seconds left in the quarter. Granum, and Clayton goes down hard onto that left wrist. And he is shaken up. Marquis Clayton, take another look at that. He went right over the back of Jawan Granum.
Well, nice find. Granum loses the ball initially. Clayton went for the big block. Not sure if he was going to foul him. That's a big risk. Nice to see him out on his feet. St. Mary's putting it all on the line. Granum's been moving well in the third quarter. He's working the perimeter to open space that time. Great run to the rim. Good hand-eye to not panic. That ball's bouncing around in the key. He picked it up and got it up on the glass nicely.
So Clayton going to stay in this one. Take more than a bump on the wrist to pull him out in his 5th and final year. Clayton, kick out, Lual, thought about it. Instead finds Cordero James for 3, that's off. Martindale on the follow, and he is fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Nice bailout rebound on the long one by Martindale. Cordero James has got to know as a young guy coming into the national championship. His last shift out, he jacked a 3 right away again, and that's guarded. St. Mary's is better when they're getting downhill kick out 3s, catch and shoot 3s. That's not the one. But Big Brent Martindale doing what he does, staying on that old board.
Cuts it to a 4-point Rams lead with 11.6 to play. That was also the third personal against Bolt. And Martindale hits two. As here comes Peter McNeely. 5 on the clock. Deep three. Knocks that one down from Toronto. And the Rams take a 6-point lead into the third quarter break, as that silenced the Scotiabank Center crowd.
It's no thing for McNeely. Steps up, big moment, and took the air right out of the joint.
Well, the All-Canadian Peter McNeely knocks it down and sends us into the fourth quarter. The Rams lead the Huskies 59-53.
There's magic in an early morning. Being awake and on the go before anyone else. Committed. Dedicated. It might not always be easy to get up early, to find the time, to make the effort. But when it's something you love, it's worth it. When it's love, you put everything on the table. Coasting through life isn't an option. Coasting through anything isn't an option. Find what drives you at Dalhousie.
Well, Adam, a good look here at the Ryerson Rams bench, and the Rams have led this entire game. The Huskies cut it to 1, but the Rams finished the quarter strong on a 9-3 run, able to take a 6-point break into the fourth and final quarter off that 3-ball by Peter McNeely to end the third.
Well, the difference between St. Mary's and Ryerson in terms of controlling the game is that Ryerson, whenever they need a shot, whenever St. Mary's is rolling, whenever this crowd is getting hot, they run through a full shot clock, or most of it, I guess I should say, and get a good quality shot on a set. Only 6 turnovers in the entire ball game for Ryerson. It means they're very disciplined. They're getting the ball into the hands of where they want. It's their research. Peter McNeely, almost every possession, it's going through them unless it's a late clock scenario. St. Mary's plus 17 on the glass still, 16 offensive rebounds. You know, if Ryerson's rebounding the basketball, they're running away with this thing. They're doing everything else right. Shot 54%, or just under 54% in the third quarter did the Rams. So they're doing everything right, and except for blocking out on that offensive end. But I know St. Mary's a tough team to contain with their athletes.
As we begin the fourth quarter here at the Scotiabank Center in Halifax, and Peter McNeely picks up where he left off. Easy, too. No rim protection there from the Huskies.
Well, you didn't expect him not be in double digits for long. And both McNeely and Derisa, 2 guys working the backcourt of St. Mary's, pressuring.
Now Finder coming around the Lual screen. Lual, he'll shoot the 22-footer, can't get it to go. James with the offensive rebound and poked loose, and it's going to be Rams ball coming the other way.
17-0 boards, but James forces another shot. That's an easy poke away for Ryerson.
And right now the Rams are on an 11-4 run. Peter McNeely finds Granum on the pick and roll, can't finish. Martindale there for the rebound.
Great slip to the rim by Granum. Unfortunately, couldn't get the finish.
Now Lual on the block with the lefty hook, gets it to drop. Shweel Lual started this game strong, now into double-double territory. He's got 11 and 13. Peter McNeely over for Derisa. The 2 talented OUA All-Star guards. Teresa takes the contact, can't finish, but he's headed to the line to shoot too.
Well, Ryerson ran through the entire set, brought Teresa off of the double screen, coming around to the perimeter. Once he caught it, St. Mary's, everyone was kind of standing around watching him. He gets that lane right to the rack, straight through in the diagonal. Marquise Clayton kind of fell asleep guarding the basketball. It's a foul, his fourth now.
Yeah, so Clayton with 4, Elaine with 4. That's big for a Huskies team that only has 2 points off their bench. Their starters have scored 53 of their 55. And now one of their starters, Brian Rose, replaces Clayton, who's going to have to take a seat with 4 fouls.
Well, it's tough now when you have Cordero, James, Wolf Islander, and Martindale in there. There's no primary scores. Reefer's not in either. Rouse is going to have to do a lot on his own.
Luol kicks it out for Fiander. Fiander attacks the closeout, finds James at the top of the key. James knifes into the defense, can't finish. Teresa with the rebound, and we're going to get another foul against the Huskies. And if you're St. Mary's, need to stop the bleeding here as the Rams coming out hot to begin this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Aline's going to come back with 4. Reefer's going to check back in. It's do or die now, 8:20 left in your season. They need points on the board. See if they can start to communicate a little better at this end. Ryerson having their way.
Teresa over for Vujadinovic. Now Charvis off the crossover to the hoop, can't finish. Luol with another big rebound. And here come the Huskies with 8 minutes to play. Reefer, 18-footer, can't get that to drop. Teresa with the board. Now Charvis.
Expect Charvis to keep attacking Aline with 4 fouls.
Vujadinovic's 3-ball rims out. Luol continues to clean up the defensive glass for St. Mary's. Rouse explodes to the basket, and he can't finish on the lay-in. 2 teams trading misses here in the fourth quarter. Turnover there from Teresa. Vujadinovic wasn't expecting the pass. Now Rouse in transition, and he takes a whole lot of contact there. He'll head to the free throw line for his chance at 2.
Well, this is one of those ones as a defender, the ball's hanging out there, you can't resist but to hack down. Initial job to get in front of Rouse, who's fumbling and stumbling and bumbling. Finally gets his dribble in the key and gets to the line. This is one thing Ryerson's been doing, is fouling. St. Mary's, after this trip, is going to have shot 21 free throws.
St. Mary's now 15 of 20, 75%. The Rams themselves 15 of 21, so the 2 teams pretty even from the free throw line. And Brian Rouse now up to 13 points, ties him with Reefer for the Huskies lead. Teresa playing the 2-man game with Peter McNeely. 3-ball rims out, big time rebound by Reefer. Now the Huskies trail by 6. Luol on the block, kick out for Fiander. 7 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Reefer has that one deflected into the hands of Charvis for another Huskies turnover. That's 12 turnovers for St. Mary's compared to just 7 for Ryerson. Charvis is laying no go.
But Ryerson's starting to sense the moment at the defensive end. You see deflections starting to happen now.
As Brian Rouse misses the gimme layup. Kevon Small basically wide open on the other end, and that pushes it up to an 8-point Ryerson lead.
Well, St. Mary's is getting frustrated. They're not scoring. You still got to run back and play D. Plenty of time left. You can't only be thinking about the offensive end of the floor. Their shot selection the last several trips has been horrendous.
Reefer kicks it out, gets it back. Tough take there by Theon Reefer, able to shed the defender Teresa, and wild pass there from Teresa looking for the lob for Small. Now we're going to get a foul whistled against Peter McNeely. He absolutely cannot believe it as he cut off Fiander. And for Adika, Peter McNeely, that's going to be his 3rd personal.
Well, Fiander dribbles towards the sideline again, putting himself in trouble. But there you see the earlier foul from Derisa Rouse trying to put pressure. That's a tough foul. Then it's a tough foul at the end, right where dead man's corner. McNeely takes his third.
And with 6 minutes to play, the Huskies bring back in their starting lineup, including Elaine and Clayton with 4 fouls apiece. Elaine can't finish the drive. So Coach Jonah Tossig's side sensing some urgency here. 6 minutes away from the Rams, moving on to the semifinal where they'll play the winner of our 4th and final quarterfinal coming up after this one between the University of Alberta and the host Dalhousie Tigers. Here's Brian Rose, able to finish with a 2-hand flush and cut it to a 4-point game.
One of the few turnovers Ryerson's committed in the half court. Both this half turned into dunks.
Vujadinovic back to the scorer's table for the Rams. 8 on the shot clock. Peter McNeely trips over his own man, and the Huskies able to win possession. That time it looked like Peter McNeely and Vol got caught up working that pick and roll, and Peter McNeely falls over.
Yeah, not sure what Vol is doing there at all. McNeely goes baseline. They send him there on the pick to the base. Then Vol rolls right up his back into his legs, sends him to the ground.
So the Huskies looking to cut it to a single possession game. Alain takes a screen from Lual, kicks it out. Lual, that's his spot. That's his shot. Shmuel Lual and the Scotiabank Center are on their feet.
Well, Lual's been trying them from the corners and the baseline. Get to where you're comfortable. Line of the rim in the 45s. That's where he works.
1-point game here. 65-64. Jarvis going to slow it down, use some clock. 5 on the shot clock, takes a screen from Vol to the basket and finishing. Miles Jarvis just too quick.
Well, Theon Reaper's got to go be a bit of a shot blocker there. I know he's worried about the dump-off pass a couple times earlier, but it's a little more spacing that time. That's a naked layup. Go challenge it.
Now Lual finds a cutting Rose, hangs, can't finish. And the rebound saved inbounds by Roberts. Jarvis up ahead now for Vujadinovic. Reefer, very physical defense. Vujadinovic can't finish. Lual with the rebound. And the Huskies once again. Rouse in transition, step through, can't finish. Beautiful move, but he just can't get the two to roll in.
And that was going to bring the house down, Allen. Still digging. McNeely's going to want to get a shot himself here. He senses the moment.
Peter McNeely down to Vol, and Vol finishes.
Great trust in your teammate. Put it on the mark. Kept it high where only Vol could catch it. Beautiful assist.
And Coach Roy Rana wants a timeout here as his team leads by 6. Clayton off the bounce, kick out for Elaine for 3. Knocks it down. Kamara Lane cuts it to a 3-point game, and the Rams are going to take a timeout and talk it over. 3:15 away.
Let's check out some of this work here. Coach Rana smartly taking his third time. He had 3 left. Taking this use it or lose it one before 2 minutes. There you see the bomb for McNeely downtown. This game is going blow for blow. This time we get a nice nice look here for St. Mary's. Lual backing down, little calmer, took a shot where the space was, left-handed hook. Does Ryerson have an answer? Yes, they do. Getting right into the rim, feet inside. And here's Theon, inside out dribble, right to the front of the rack. Puts it home. And here's Brian Rouse, turnover. He's doing a little bit of everything. Ryerson doesn't want to foul this one. They're going to give it to him. You know, I thought that Rouse miss a few minutes ago here as we see Ryerson finish the play. When Rouse missed that bunny, it was going to be a turning point, but here's a lead right when they needed to get picked right back up. He's there for his teammate. Alita has been quiet offensively, but that was a huge one down the stretch. But this is a maintenance timeout for Ryerson. You're down 3, under 3 minutes to play. Coach Rana's going to go through all the scenarios. Don't worry about the crowd. Run through your stuff. I like the timeout call.
And for Coach Jonah Tots again, the Huskies, it gives them a chance to regroup, slow things down, come up with some play calls as they have made a game of it in this second half.
Well, they got to protect the rim. You know, Ryerson's doing a great job. You saw Vole rolling to the rim on the last time. Earlier in the quarter, McNeely was cutting in there. Able passers across the board. Don't lose track of Derisa on the perimeter. Know where the primary scores are. If other guys beat you, so be it for St. Mary's. But you got to keep track of the main guns. And no panic for the Huskies. You know, you feel like you're climbing the mountain. You're almost there. Ryerson keeps shutting you down. But it's just one possession at a time. There's still 3 minutes left. Don't look up at the scoreboard. Dig in here for a couple of possessions. Then get ready for some situational basketball under 2 minutes.
And you look at the scoring leaders for the Huskies. That starting lineup, Rouse, Reefer, Lual, Elaine, and Clayton, all in double figures, have combined to score 64 of their 66 as a team.
The horses got to run, Alan, when it counts. The Huskies are doing it.
So the final 3 minutes and change with a berth in Saturday's semifinal on the line.
They're going to switch this now.
Emmanuel Derisa turns it over. Great defense there by Reefer, and uncharacteristically, Derisa looks a little bit shook.
Well, Reefer's a long guy defending. You know where to go. St. Mary's guarded the cutter as well, coming back to the ball. That's the stop they wanted.
Chance here for the Huskies to tie it up. Clayton lives for the big moment in this arena. Now for Lual. Lual on the block, kick out for Reefer. Reefer showing the moves to the basket, and he is fouled. And Dion Reefer just so quick with that crossover. Really a guard skills and a forward body for the 6'6" forward out of Toronto.
Well, showing a little bit of ball handling for sure here. Lual was going nowhere on that initial drive. Left to right, right to left, comes in. Initial defense by McNeely was great, jumping straight up. The foul's going to be from the side. Philippe got a little too close to him.
As Vujadinovic checks out with 3 personals, and he's been a key boost off the bench for the Rams with 9 points. As Reefer hits the first, cuts it to a 2-point ball game. Reefer now with a double-double of his own, 15 and 11. Hits the second. It's a 1-point game here.
See if Ryerson can get 5 guys in motion here in this offensive set.
Peter McNeely, tightly defended by Elaine. Peter McNeely hangs and is absolutely denied there by Lual. Great rim protection by the Huskies big man.
Well, right now, Ryerson playing isolation ball. They're sticking small. And Jarvis in the corners and saying, go to work, Peter. I get it, it's his team, but it's easy for Lual to come and swat that. No passing lanes available for Ryerson. No one cutting inside there.
3 on the shot clock. Derisa's going to have to put something up. Tough shot. That's off. Clayton gets in there and able to get the rebound, and the Huskies have a chance to take the lead.
St. Mary's have to be careful themselves not to go too crazy in isolation basketball. If you're open, fine. If not, you got to trust your teammates and move it.
Elaine. Down low for Lual. Left hand can't finish. Granum with the rebound. And now the Rams. Coach Rana wants them to slow it up. They don't listen. McNeely to the basket. Hoop and the harm. What a take there by Adika. Peter McNeely, the captain, putting the Rams on his back.
Well, he saw they weren't getting back, and the back end was open for St. Mary's. Took the lean off the dribble. That's going to be it for Kamara, his 5th personal. Would have been smart to let him go and lay it in. Instead, it's a 3-point play at a costly time. Typically, Lual's pretty good at running back on defense. That time, he missed the tough bunny and didn't get back.
And a tough loss there for the Huskies as Elaine is having a solid game. 10 points, 4 rebounds for the 3rd-year Oda Scarborough. Will Fiander will check in for the Huskies. And now Peter McNeely, 4 of 4 from the stripe on the day.
What recognition to go for the kill in that last play.
Knocks it down, and Peter McNeely with 10 of his 12 points coming in this second half.
So Clayton's going to move on to the ball to initiate the offense for St. Mary's.
Clayton to the hoop, can't finish, missed a gimme layup there.
A gimme for Luol, a gimme for Clayton. 2 misses here. The shot clock never did get going. There's going to be 19 seconds put up there. Backcourt inbounds play for Ryerson.
So the shot clock didn't reset on that last one. 19 on the shot clock. Take a look there at Jarvis and Peter McNeely. The guards are going to be asked to kill some clock here for the Rams, leading by 4. Peter McNeely, step back, 3-ball dagger.
Who needs to kill clock when you can drill shots? Adika Peter McNeely, when it counts. St. Mary's leaves the door open with the miss. He goes in with the dagger. Let's check it out. Steps up, says, Finder, give me some space. I'll take it. And there he is, looks at the bench and says, I got you. 7-point lead. St. Mary's had their chances, but you can't leave the #1 seed. That many opportunities, you're going to get burned.
Peter McNeely, there's a reason he's an All-Canadian. A personal 6-0 run coming out of that timeout to take his team from up 1 to up 7. Clutch play there by Adika Peter McNeely, the Ryerson Ram legend.
Well, now this ball is going to get advanced into the front court. St. Mary's going to have to get a quick score, try to turn it over. They have 1 foul to give, so be aggressive on that. Then you're going to have to try to extend this ball game. It's tough. You know, Rouse had one early on about midway through the 4th. He missed at the rim. Luol had a nice step through on the pivot work, just kind of short-armed it. And then Clayton, who's normally cash in those situations, just missed that one. And sometimes that's basketball, you know. You get in there, you're exerting so much energy. Your normal extension might not have the same feel you always have. You got to give that little extra push. The muscles are getting tight. It's the end of the year. But St. Mary's going to have to do something miraculous here in the final 110.
Inbound for Rouse, and he turns it over.
That's not it. So they're going to have to think about extending this one. They're going to be out 1 more possession.
Peter McNeely, cold-blooded, step back 2. That one's off, and Clayton wants to run. Finds Fiander, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Fiander's going to go to the line to shoot 2 with 50 seconds to go, and the Huskies trailing by 7.
Nice push there for Fiander. Couldn't get it to go, but Peter McNeil is feeling it. I get that, Alan. That last one was guarded. Coach brings him over to the bench in front of us here. He's going to talk about that. Say, listen, you've done your work now. We just got to play the clock game. St. Mary's makes this one. Coach Randall take the timeout, advance the ball into the front court. You don't want any crazy turnovers under your hoop leading to points.
Clutch free throws there by Fiander, knocks down his first 2 points of the game, cuts it back to a 5-point game.
St. Mary's will have to deny this one hard, try to create a turnover, but Ryerson has been absolutely clutch. This is why you took that timeout if your coach ran with about 3 minutes to go. I was talking a little bit about how they were just spacing it out and letting Peter McNeely play. But I guess, you know, we're seeing these guys 2-3 times a year. Coach Rand is seeing them every day. He knows how McNeely's going to work in space. He knows how he's going to react in crunch time. He's proven it over and over again this season and put on an absolute show down the stretch. Geraci did it early, Peter McNeely late. Now it's just a matter of taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, it was Derisa's game in the first half. He put up 16 of his 22. It was all Peter McNeely in the second, 13 of his 15, including a little 6-0 personal run to push it from a 1-point Rams lead to a 7-point Rams lead. And now the Huskies need a quick stop and score if they have any hope of advancing to Saturday's semifinal.
50 seconds to go, not out of the realm of possibility here. Luol's going to stay out there. so they just let it come in to grant him.
Teresa now. Shot clock at 16. Binder marks him. Forces him left. Teresa takes a bump, and he's going to head to the free. Actually, that's just going to be the 4th personal against the Huskies. I don't think they called it a shooting foul.
While Will Finder draws the assignment, not sure if this is the guy guarding an elite scorer in crunch time. Blow by, Reefer steps up. That's going to be a shooting foul for sure for Teresa.
And Teresa, 8 of 9 on the night from the free throw stripe. 83% shooter on the season. Cold-blooded, knocks down the first.
Well, that's part of the symptoms of Aline fouling out early. You know, it's not just your offense you lose, it's the defense at the other end.
Teresa, nothing but net on the free throws. He's up to 24. And once again, the Rams lead by 7. Huskies are going to check in the sharpshooter Tristan Arthurs, hoping for a prayer. Finder. Huskies need a quick bucket, a 3 if possible. Reefer, step back, 3 ball. Can't hit it. Peter McNeely with the rebound, and he's wrapped up by Finder.
Big rebound when it counts. Reefer had to force one up. St. Mary's in desperation mode now. And there is the boss, Adika Peter McNeely, flexing his muscles here. He's comfortable on the East Coast. Star players do star things when it counts. This guy, pure example.
First team All-Canadian, up now to 16 points. Adika Peter McNeely in his 5th and final year out of Scarborough has the Rams just 19 seconds away from their 2nd straight semifinal appearance at Nationals.
And St. Mary's will take their final timeout. And you mentioned it, Alan. You know, this is step number 1 for Ryerson. But if they can stay consistent offensively for 40 minutes with this guy, remember, he missed most of the first half. When he gets going, he found his rhythm, and this is some of the stuff he can do right here. Yeah. Check him out, great cut. Broke off the curl right to the rack. They find him. Here he is, going right, pull up 3 ball from downtown. That one was deep. Here he is going left. He can go right, he can go left. Full extension with the right hand. And then he's been pressuring that backcourt all night long, playing 94 feet. And that one over the top of Finder. And he's looking around saying, who's gonna stop me? And there's no answer.
And that's all in the second half, as Peter McNeely had just 2 at the halftime break, up to 17 now, and some big timely buckets as well. And we mentioned the Rams. Last year they lost in the semifinal to the Calgary Dinos, who we saw eliminated this afternoon by Carleton, before going on to play Dalhousie in the 3rd place game at last year's Nationals in Victoria. And the game we're going to see coming up next should be a good one. The final quarterfinal as Finder turns it over. And as the clock ticks away, the Rams are going to punch their ticket to Saturday's semifinal, where they'll await the winner of our next quarterfinal coming up in about 20 minutes. It's the host, Dalhousie Tigers, the number 5 seed, taking on the Canada West champions, the University of Alberta Golden Bears.
All credit to the St. Mary's Huskies. They went blow for blow with the OUA champion. They're getting a standing O from the people in this crowd. Nice Rams cheering section. They're happy the weekend's carrying on the championship side. But they have given it all they got. Theon Reefer and company, a lot of respect.
And the Huskies will move on to tomorrow's consolation semifinal. But what a season it was for St. Mary's. A great AUS tournament run. Able to win 2 out of 3 here at the Scotiabank Center, and taking Ryerson all the way into the final 2 minutes. It was 69-68 before Adika Peter McNeely took over in the final 2 minutes and led his team to a 79-71 victory.
sometimes big players just rise up to the moment and you get beat. St. Mary's has nothing to hang their head about. You see Ryerson going to take center court here, stay focused, get ready for the next day. But nice to see seniors get this moment, particularly Marquise Clayton, who's worked so hard and had so many nice moments on the Scotiabank center floor, fitting into a really tough game where St. Mary's emptied the tank and gave it all they had. But Ryerson moving on, and they look dangerous.
So the final score, the Ryerson Rams 79, the St. Mary's Huskies 70. Ryerson moves on to Saturday's semifinal. St. Mary's will play in the consolation semifinal tomorrow. For myself, Alan April, for Adam Detjen and our whole TV1 crew, you've been watching Bell TV1 powered by Bell Line 5. And up next, we have the fourth and final quarterfinal of the day, featuring the Alberta Golden Bears and the host Dalhousie Tigers, so stick around. Once again, the final score, Ryerson Rams 79, St. Mary's Huskies 70. Thanks for watching.